Amazing, interesting panel today. Very diversified women and coming from various different countries. I can see, I think, the continent, not only countries. So our subject for today's discussion is more of impact of technology on business. But before I hop into that, I would love to invite Dr. Benedicta to introduce herself and eventually Shivangi, Natalia, and Mohsin. So Doctor, please.
Thank you. Ciao a tutti. I am Benedetta Paravia. I am doctor-in-law and I live in Dubai since 2002. In the last 2 years, I've moved back mainly to Italy because I'm working on several projects with more deep importance for me at this stage of my life. I am the vice president of a charity association, national association called Angels. With this association, since 2008, I took care of children coming from war-afflicted areas, and I treat them in Italy by taking care of all the expenses related to the trips and by letting them have liver transplants, because the majority of them, they were coming from Gaza Strip by coincidence, and they were having a hepatoblastoma, which is the liver cancer. So along the years, I always took care about human rights with a special focus on ladies' rights. In fact, now my main project is called Women in Law, and it's a project against the female genital mutilation. I always involve the institutional levels of my government, or also outside the governments, and I also involve small and medium enterprises. And sometimes I have the luck to involve big enterprises working with my projects. The majority of the big enterprises were like Ferrero, Dubai Duty Free, Gargash, Alfa Romeo Motors, so FCA. But also I like very much to work with small medium enterprises, because I have also a small and medium enterprise called Fin Service since 2014, and I very much believe the charity and the humanitarian work can help the small and medium enterprises to build also their own credibility, to build also a better, more deep social impact. Because, for example, if you relate your small enterprise to a beautiful charity project, to an important social project, of course you can have the benefit not only to do a good job for the society or for a special cause, but also to be on news, to be in a certain circle of very high-profile networking and so on. Now, I would like to take this beautiful opportunity today to invite all of you on the 15th of December in Dubai Mall in a special gallery called Digital Gallery. It's in China Mall. It's the new extension of Dubai Mall. At 6 o'clock, I will present a special NFT, a video art NFT called Winners. And it's a beautiful story behind this NFT, because I hear one of the gentlemen he's an expert in this kind of field. So actually with this NFT Winners, which is portraying His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Al Fazaa, his son, during the royal escort. In 2016, I was at the parade ring at the royal enclosure, and His Highness and his son were looking at the Queen. So I was just 1 meter from them and I clicked the picture. And on 15th of December, we will present this NFT because the proceeds of the sales I will use to take out from Gaza one of my patients, Intisar Inshallah. I know her since she's 5 years old and now she's 19. She has a liver transplant, so she was having a liver cancer. I took care of her when she was 5. I made her having this transplant. She stayed in Italy 2 years because of the recovery time, and she came yearly, every single year in Italy for the medical control. Now, of course, the situation there is very critical, and I am very sorry that such a beautiful mind, talented, and very particular girl, because now she's 19 years old, she will be missing the opportunity to have a better future, because actually they bombed her house and she lost all the passports for all the family. So now I am in an issue to deliver a new passport, making the authority. So I just thought it's better I ask my government to gift Italian passport to have family. But I need the funds, because usually if you ask a government to do things, they will get disappointed. It's better to ask one straight ahead, so I asked for the difficult part, the passport, and the economical part I wish I will solve with selling this beautiful NFT on the 15th. So I invite all of you, not for buying eventually, but for telling friends, telling entrepreneurs who might have the passion to collect NFT art and who might be interested to buy something related to the Royal Highnesses, also for the prestige of the thing and for having also a beautiful rewards on the media, because we're very respected by the local media, Italian media, American media. If you Google my name online, it will come hundreds of pages in different languages. So this is my way to reward the companies, the entrepreneur, the single person who are helping me. Always trying to involve them as much as I can in my circle, in my network. And because I have always a humanitarian project, I always have to keep up with a lot of needs of people, because I receive many messages. People are expecting me to help them. I'm just a human being. I'm not a government person. I'm just a normal person like all of us today, like all of us in the world. But you know, when you are a private citizen, it's even more difficult. You need all your will, all your strength, and you need, of course, the help of people. So I thank you for your attention, and I hope I'll see you all of you just for moral support in the Dubai Mall on the 15th at 6 o'clock. Grazie.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's okay. I think then I will move to Shivangi. I know her from India, doing amazing sustainable fashion, and then eventually moved to Dubai. I'll not take her mic, of course. So the mic is yours, but please keep it short, simple. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me on this panel, and I just want to say you were extremely inspiring. I started sustainable fashion not in the lines of as much humanitarian work as you're doing already, but fashion has always been the largest polluter on this planet, and with the increase in fast fashion and people just learning how to use and throw clothing like it doesn't matter, I feel like now is the time that you need to talk about this, because we're going to have landfills of products creating so much wastage where we don't know where all of that is going to go, and we're actually taking away land that belongs to our future generations, and this is criminal. So these are things that we need to change, and we need to understand how waste can turn into something beautiful, and that's the idea behind my brand. I am a fashion designer and wardrobe stylist. I work for TV series, films, and my idea is just to bring sustainability to the forefront. I am born and raised in Dubai. I was in India for about 3 years, and that's when I got to get in touch with my country a little more. And I understood the scope of sustainability there and the amount that India has to offer in this space. So I just want to bring that here, and that's pretty much about me. Thank you.
Thank you. Really short and sweet. Natalia, I know you. You are actually a very sorted woman, coming from spirituality to yoga to India to AI. Why don't you introduce yourself and then we can continue the panel, please?
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia. I'm from Ukraine. Well, part of my life I was living in Ukraine, a part in Moldova. Those countries are near and with different traditions, but very nice spirituality. And I'm a yoga guru and another practice. How I come into this? Because my experience in my life is coming me to my soul, to myself, and to help to this world. I'm NFT artist also, and I wish to do a charity jazz, and I have an art like I wish to give you my art or help for this amazing woman, please. I will give you today. Yes.
Wow, so the first panel we had, like collaboration is already happening within the panel.
Thank you.
Because we are women.
Yes.
Super.
Solidarity. And of course, all my life, art and spirituality. Yeah. I'm a yoga teacher now, and also I'm doing practice, and I wish yoga became the healthier, like a room for many options for different kinds of people, hospitalities, medicine, and so on. And I see that yoga can be provided in digital programs, and we can do it, and we can solve a lot of people. Well, I also respect medicine, but I'm usually going to ask myself, to ask my body and my soul what I wish and what can do me happy at the moment, and after when I resolve the issue with myself, after I go to use medicines. That's why I think that we need to provide more spirituality in art and art through artificial intelligence and through different kinds of charity programs also, and fashion industry also, and so on. That's because I see that women's is like our future. Because women's is about creativity. Women's is about love and about health, about care and about safety.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Can I hop into Moshi now? I have seen your LinkedIn. Oh my God, a lot of followers, and I know that you are running 7+ businesses.
Yes, not 7 now, they are 5.
Okay.
But when you asked me how to introduce me, I was like, you can talk about the things that are an umbrella, the major things. So let me introduce myself. My name is Noshi Mukhtar. I'm an entrepreneur since last 11 years. And during my tenure, I have built multiple businesses. They often call me a venture builder. My businesses are covering an umbrella of 3 major objectives, including supporting women empowerment, economic diplomacy, which goes global, and supporting innovation. So when we talk about these 3, we cover them through various services, and let me now tell you what kind of services my businesses are offering to people. We help companies expand their market outreach. I have a PR and marketing agency. We help senior executives, thought leaders, and business owners establish themselves as a brand. So I also have a personal branding department. We take care of the presence of various businesses into the market through media. So we have a media department, which is a full-fledged department, primarily the digital and print publishing media. We also take care of expansion and growth. So we have a business strategy department that takes care of business expansion and growth. We have corporate services that take care of establishing businesses in the UAE and Saudi. We also have an events department, which is a company of its own. So we take care of hosting conferences, seminars, summits, and trade shows. This is all about me.
Wow, what a lovely panel that we have. So I will not actually let you leave the mic. I have the first question for you. When you started your business in your starting days, what was the experience? Did anything happen like you used technology? Technology can be anything.
I started with technology.
Yeah, right. So how exactly was the story and how that can impact maybe more and more SMEs in the market? Your thoughts?
So let me tell you, Mr. Arajit, I started very small. Many people think that I should not talk about it, but I always talk about it because I love the idea. I started in 2011 from a kitchen table and my laptop. I was a new mom. My baby was 8 months, maybe 6 months old. And I felt that it wouldn't be fair if I spent time in office away from the baby. I hired help, let's say nanny, who used to stay in my home and take care of my child. So for 2 months I experimented with office and things like that. She used to sedate him to make him sleep most of the hours. And I discovered this because he would stay up all night. So I said, why am I doing this to my child? And I stopped there and then. I got rid of the lady and I used my kitchen table as my office desk. And I'm very proud of it. I launched. So that was the beginning. We were a content creation agency. And then I hired 2 employees and that was the beginning. So I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, definitely. At the same time, I have got Natalia, and talking about her, she is an artist. But then I would love to understand how exactly tech is helping you to grow your art and then put it in front of maybe the global audience. Your thoughts, please.
Well, I created from a little, but how we coming from for blockchain, for technologies, for energy, it was very nice. In 2016-17, I was participating in one project, blockchain project about biometric identification of the education system. And 3 years I was involved in blockchain and cryptocurrency and this absolutely amazing technology. And I meet a lot of very nice people. One of them, Arjun Bakachari. The second one is George Sebastian. Hello, George. And also a lot of people which are in different kind of direction, domains in Europe. Well, after when I finished this project, and I thinking that why I can take my paintings and come to Turkey auctions and Malta Blockchain Summit. And I started to come from Moldova flight with my paintings to Malta Blockchain Summit for charity auctions. Well, it was very nice and amazing experience because after this challenge, I became the NFT. I started to understand what is NFT. And I see that NFT, in NFT can be everything, absolutely. And everyone can find in blockchain, in technology, new technology, all kinds of specialties. It was very nice because now people divide for physical artists and digital artists, or something new and something old. But we try, all of us trying to find some medium, yes, or to connect those physical and digital to come new, something new in new technologies. And now I'm an artist and also like yoga and energy practice. I find also solution for more people, and it's possible.
Super. To be very honest, if you look at the world, earlier artists used to host a lot of art exhibition. Nowadays, in a very common way, people are doing it online, and then eventually they went to blockchain. Even I know metaverse, where people are selling their art, and it's happening. It's not only the paintings, but yeah, handicrafts and a couple of other activities. And then when we talk about those kind of infrastructure, there are companies, startups who are coming up with a disruption where they want to sell garments. And when I'm talking about garments, I have the right kind of lady with me. So would love to understand, when you started your journey, you have probably dwelling between India, Dubai, and a couple of other countries as well. I know that you have been to Europe. So what is your thought? How exactly the technology impacted fashion, or rather you would call the fashion tech, if you can define that?
So I started my brand in 2020, almost peak of COVID. And the first thing that I had to learn, me as a person, I would call myself technologically challenged because I wasn't the best at understanding how important this would be. But when I started my business, I knew I had to learn everything online. So we started the business online, and we were at a point where we were starting photo shoots online. We were doing things virtually, mostly. And what I understood is, we think taking a company global is difficult, but actually if you kind of put it on your vision board and think about where you want to reach, I had a stockist approach me from the US just because they saw me online. So this was something that I never expected would happen for the brand so early on. And the same thing happened with me coming back to Dubai. People here started noticing the clothing and they wanted me here. And from there on, I was able to also transition into styling for films, which was something I never really thought of I was going to do as a head of wardrobe. But all of this, the common point between all of this was everything happening virtually. I didn't have to go to somebody, I didn't have to do any kind of physical meetings, none of it. Everything happened online. And I think now we have to focus on the fact that even after COVID, there's so much that's going to happen online, so it's something that you just have to start accepting, and that's the way the future is going to go towards.
Super. I have a next question to Dr. Benedetta. I know her in person. We have been talking with each other for quite a long number of time. My question to you is, when you use any kind of a project floating in the market, if I ask you as an entrepreneur, how do you take care of it on the technology perspective as well as on the marketing perspective? Is digital media helping you to grow, or is it only the physical media which is giving you a lot of boost?
Well, I don't sell with my company any products. I sell services because I am an advisor and consultant, both for private sector entrepreneurs or for government. For example, I helped many governments to sign each other through ministries, say Minister of Culture of a certain country, Minister of Culture of another country, to sign memorandum of understanding. And then there is the implementation part, because the memorandum is something a bit theoretical, but it gives a good vibe and perspective, because it's the first step of what can be really done and practical. And so I can also follow up the practical. Honestly, I feel very much confident, and really when I can follow the thoughts in action, when I can transform, because I really don't like just speculative situations, speculative people. I really like those companies and people that transform their vision in a clear action, in clear real possibilities. So I'm very much a person of action. Related to the internet world, I cannot hide the fact that when my social media growth, for example, people had a better perception of me, which was really, honestly, I was disgusted at the beginning from such attitude, because I say, my God, I saved so many human lives, and I feel myself, I am already, like, I know who I am, why I am nobody if I have only 20,000 followers, and people, they look at you, wow, if you have more followers, or if you have millions of followers. And then I went through Cristiano Ronaldo account, and I find out that are all bots. You know, the majority of the millions of followers of Cristiano, they are produced by Instagram themselves to keep high level, you know, to keep Instagram, because honestly, it's the half of Instagram is a bluff, half of social media is a bluff, it's a lie. But because we are in a world that is honestly really much transforming and going to this artificial intelligence that is also beneficial for people who know how to use it. For example, sometimes you can write an essay if you have the right questions to give to the artificial intelligence, and you ask to different angles, because if you ask only one question, you will have something that it's really basic and ridiculous. But if you collect different angles of questions to give to artificial intelligence, you can get a kind of nice essay, and of course you can also put yourself, your personality, your change into it. So it can be beneficial for saving time sometimes, but still we are at the beginning of the path, and still the physical world is very important. In fact, today we see it. I don't really like those conventions or conferences that happen online only. They are cold. But of course, I like to interact with people by video when you are far away. When we met first time and we start to brainstorm about the possibility of cooperating, we had the video chat, and it was beneficial because at least you know people. You see also how they move, the body language, how a person can be if it's open, or if it needs a bit of care to be more open, or if it's generous, grateful, because gratitude is the first step. But by coming back to your question, social media unfortunately are still very important, especially for the new generation. So I think it's our duty for those that have more followers to give good examples, because now the society is getting flat. The young girls, they look like each other too much. If you are blonde, you are like a stereotype. If you are brunette, you are another stereotype. And all of them, they look the same, especially when you are, they are in a young age, because there is no, the roots are not strong enough like before. Just one generation back, we still can play when we are kids, and we don't have mobile phones, and we have to use a coin to put inside the phone.
Lovely. I'll hop into Natalia with a very simple question. I know you have a background of artificial intelligence. So when she took example of bot, mainly the Instagram bots, of course that is there. We look at LinkedIn, wherein probably, at least for me, I don't accept connections unless I know them. They can be the followers, but I don't accept them. What is your take? How exactly do you feel that your social media, your work, is having an impact with artificial intelligence?
Well, firstly, what I see that it needs to be individual content. Originality. The second is, of course, we need to have strategy. I mean that to choose what exactly you wish to provide, what exactly you wish to show to people, which them. And third, I think that your community, yeah, and to attract the community, to interest more people, more youth, more women or men, that's your choice. That is my vision. And I wish to say about more, for example, like I have volunteer art and I have yoga, yeah, energy practices. Well, how they very close to each other because when you paint, you also meditate. When you meditate, you also like paint, yeah. We paint we are creator of our life. And what I wish to say that today we find a commune way with Alexa. That Alexa is lover of meditation, and she is digital designer, and she do application. But me is practitioner. I meditate. I like to heal people. And now today, right on this amazing World Leaders Summit, we are coming to agreement to have cooperation together. That's how people unite in very small idea, but for big chance to help people.
Thank you so much for the answer. I'll go to Noshin. I have interesting facts to give all the audience. If you look at programming languages like Rust or Python, is pretty well treated in this AI and ML world. If I'm not wrong, I have been coding in Python since 2000, when I was treated as a guy with probably a snake and a flute in Indian Road. People never thought that Python is a language. So my question to you is, when you see any kind of technologist, a coder, when you take them in your team, what is the key thing that you see in him or her before you recruit? Is it the coding skill that you check, or is it the algorithm skill that you check, or do you actually check the human first and then the skill?
The human, of course. What I personally believe is, and what I have believed in building my teams very strongly, if you are strong on humanity, if you're very strong on your values, if you're able to deal with people well, and if you're committed to what you wish to do, that is all which is needed. Because it's a team, right? And we all work in teams. So my weaknesses will be covered by perhaps a few of my colleagues, and their weaknesses will be covered through me. So skill can grow, can decline, but it's the human factor that's going to sustain a team in a greater way. And it's that factor, your empathy, your human emotions, your feelings about your work, your feelings about your team members and the workplace, then your commitment and dedication towards your profession, your zest to learn more and grow out of your limitations, and then your willingness to make things possible, not just for yourself, but for the entire team and the greater mission of the company that will make it successful. So honestly, when hiring and thinking about inclusion in teams, I'm mostly talking to them about their aspirations and trying to understand where they're coming from and what their greater vision is, how they will behave with other members on team rather than their qualifications. And there can be thousands of people who are highly skilled in a language, in a programming language. There could be thousands of people who have similar level of skill according to their degrees in a specific, let me say, qualification. But what makes them different is the human side.
So, human over AI.
Yes.
Okay, let's conclude this panel. I'll be asking only one single question. I need all of your feedback one by one, please. What is technology for you in 2 words? What is technology for you? I'll start with Dr.
A human help
Okay.
if you have ethics behind it. But if you don't have ethics, it can be very dangerous.
Shivanti, please.
I'd say it's the way forward and something that has to be accepted with empathy and humanity in thought.
Okay.
Creation possibilities.
Creation of possibilities.
And possibilities.
Okay.
I believe it's a tool, like all of you have said. So it's a tool that we are going to use to make positive change possible in the world.
Lovely, brilliant. Well, I'll set the tone for the next panel. There is a deep tech panel which is coming up. Before I conclude, I'm not sure how many of you have heard about deep fake. From deep tech to deep fake, like you can actually simulate anyone, clone anyone. For an example, if you're sending a voice message to someone, I'll showcase you a few of the cases. A father got a call from someone out of blue when he was driving, and someone actually asked for an answer, saying that your kid is with me. If you don't transfer me a couple of $1 million, she will be no more. With a fear, he asked that, can I have a discussion with my kid? And she, of course, cried on the back. The phone call in the back is actually talking with the voice of his daughter, which is a 4-year-old kid. Father transferred the money. While doing that, he went back to the school to cross-check whether it actually happened or not. He found out nothing happened. The kid is there. It was a deep fake voice which actually was so promising that the parents got convinced, oh my God, my kid is kidnapped. And that's the future that we are looking at. It's not about only the video, it's the voices. So before you send any kind of message in open media, you need to understand what you're sending, how you're sending. Our retina, our 5 different indriya, we call it in Sanskrit. We need to understand what to share, how to share. I'll not take much of the time, but yeah, of course, we are open for a few questions, if that is okay. Questions from audience, please.
Isn't it something, this deep fake, isn't it something that we started talking only last couple of months?
No, sir. It actually started before COVID. I took a workshop in NTPC long back. Deepfake is not new. It actually started long back. But the impact we are watching now, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Any question from the audience? Else we are good to go before the lunch.
Everybody wants to. I just had one comment.
Yes, please.
Normally tech panels are full of men. I was so delighted to see 4 women sitting there. Women make a difference.
Thank you.
Let me add something here, sorry to cut
Please.
you short, Mr. Arijit, you're so right, Dr. Christopher. In 2021, I launched Innovation in Technology Summit, and very few women were there. In all of the discussion panels, no women at all. And this question was raised there, why there are no women on this panel?
Absolutely, so I'm very delighted to see. Well done.
Thank you so much. If you look at our panel and the combination, probably you will get a flavor why we are mixing and matching people like this. And that's the reason we don't have any other men apart from me in this panel. And that's the reason I kept it free.
That is why it is called collaboration.
Thank you so much, MC.